The maker's intention. So, in order to see the reality you desire in the mirror of the world, you have to take certain steps. 1. Intentionally shape the corresponding image in your mind's eye. 2. Pay no attention to the delayed reflection. And 3. Peek at it only in search of any new manifestation of the emerging reality. Even knowing about the delay, it's hard to adapt to the quirky mirror. We're conditioned to believe that reality either responds instantly, like using a stick, or can't be controlled at all. If a desire isn't fulfilled immediately, we assume it never will be. This leads people to settle for dreaming, believing magic is unreachable or beyond them. We're used to thinking of magic as separate from reality, fantasy that exists somewhere far away or only in our imagination, while real life feels fixed and unchangeable. Magicians and those with special abilities seem to live in a different world, while we, with our ordinary problems, are stuck in this gray reality. In reality, magic doesn't exist, only the knowledge of the dual mirror's principles. This knowledge is simple and accessible, far from the mysterious image of magic. Just as Aladdin's lamp was an old can and the Holy Grail wasn't gold, true greatness is always simple. It needs no decoration or secrecy, unlike empty and useless things often cloaked in mystery and grandeur. When magic is stripped of its mystical fairy tale qualities, it blends into everyday life and loses its mystery. The beauty of this shift is that ordinary reality also changes. It becomes an unknown, controllable waking dream as long as you follow the mirror principles. If you're familiar with transurfing and using the target slide, you might feel like nothing is happening. It's like sending a letter and waiting endlessly for a reply. Impatience creeps in and the mind starts doubting. Am I doing this wrong? Is this all nonsense? The world keeps moving and the mirror continues materializing the reflection. The process is subtle and hard to notice, making it seem like nothing is happening. At this stage, the mind wavers between knowing the mirror works with a delay and the old habit of expecting immediate results from direct action. When the mind sees no visible results, it assumes the action is ineffective or wrong. What does the mirror reflect? The same doubt. This slows the process or shifts it in another direction. It's like the mind having a doubtful dialogue with the world. I want a toy. Of course you do, darling. But you promised. Well, yes, you asked and I said that you would have your toy. You seemed quite satisfied that you would have it. You misunderstood me. I want a toy right now, this minute. No, I understood you perfectly. You want it now. One of us must be an idiot, undoubtedly. Damn it, I totally forgot that you're nothing more than a stupid mirror. How can I talk to you? Then I remembered. You are giving me a toy. Okay, my sweet. So, shall we go get it then? Of course, dear. Come to me and I will carry you. When pursuing a goal, satisfaction should come from focusing on the result and trusting that your choices will become reality. However, people rarely find contentment in this certainty alone. Do you think we're going the right way? I don't see any toy shops here. Don't worry, dear. We'll be there soon. But when? I think we've taken the wrong turn and ended up in some back streets. Do you think? Yes, of course. We are lost. Whatever you say, Pumpkin. You know, I always agree with you. Stupid mirror, I knew I should never have relied on you. Where have you brought me? Well, I wanted to pop in the park on the way and push you on the merry-go-round while we were out. People feel uneasy when moving blindly toward a goal. The mind struggles with the lack of visible progress or unexpected outcomes. Like a machine, the mind signals an error when its plan is disrupted. Unlike a machine, however, the mind creates its own scripts, naively believing it can predict all the variables. The flaw in common sense is its reliance on rigid, stereotypical plans and its insistence on sticking to the script. When you choose a goal and set the final image, the mirror receives the order and starts materializing it according to its plan. Only the mirror knows how the reflection will form, as the process is beyond the mind's understanding. When the mind sees events unfolding in an unexpected way, it panics, thinking something is wrong. The person interferes, trying to force their own plan, distorting the target slide. They take actions they think are right, but end up blocking the mirror's plans, which would have led to success. It's like sabotaging yourself. It won't fit in the box, it won't come out of the box, and it won't give up the box. By clinging tightly to their own script, thinking it's the only way to the goal, a person blocks its realization. Worse, their overwhelming desire to have it immediately creates excess potential, distorting the mirror, and a distorted mirror can't reflect clearly. Desire is essential. It drives you towards your goal. When combined with a resolve to act, it becomes the will to achieve. But if you add doubt and fear to failure, desire turns into longing. This creates unnecessary importance, which must be consciously reduced. Desire alone doesn't create excess potential. It becomes a problem only when doubt and fear lead you to force control over reality. People often think, I want this, but I'm afraid it won't work. This creates a heavy burden of self-imposed responsibility for success or failure. They place excessive demands on themselves and life, distorting the mirror in three ways. I want, I fear, I can't let go. This threefold distortion skews their reality. If you think intention means demanding what you believe the world owes you, you'll miss the results you want. Asking the world to give you what you want also leads nowhere. Instead, simply place your order and let the world fulfill it. Your demands, fears, and doubts block this process. The world, being a mirror, reflects your state, demanding, fearing, and doubting right back at you. You have to get a sense of this feeling. Let it sink in. Feel this deeply. Let the world go and allow it to feel comfortable right now. It's a subtle, fleeting sensation, but you must grasp it. Imagine something extraordinary. The once hostile, problematic world is now joyful and easy. You can choose to let the world be this way. The choice is yours. Happiness isn't about forcing it, it's about allowing it in your life. You are as happy as you let yourself be in the possibility of incredible luck. Trust the world to guide you. It knows the best path to your goal and will handle the details. You don't question how a regular mirror creates a perfect reflection. You simply focus on what you want to see. The world's mirror works the same way, just with a little delay. Just in case you don't yet feel confident that you really can rely on the world, there are two more mirror principles. It may be that some people find it easier to act following a set of instructions. However, before we move into the sixth and seventh principles, let us quickly recall the fifth. You've set your goal and are working consistently with your target slide, knowing results take time. Yet, your restless mind grows doubtful as time passes or unexpected things happen. In these moments, activate your awareness. Remember the rule. Turn around and you'll turn to stone. Your attention must be focused on the end goal as if it's already been achieved. The world comes to you while you're focused on the image. As soon as you turn to the reflection in the mirror, where God knows what or nothing at all is happening, the world stops and you resume the exhausting and futile run around the mirror circle. Remember, the mirror works with a delay. It needs time to materialize the image into reality. During this pause, stay firm and trust in success even when it seems like everything is falling apart. Your ability to resist despair determines the outcome. This is real magic. Simple, powerful, and free of mysticism. Only look at the mirror to notice positive changes and allow yourself to feel pleasantly surprised. Focus on signs that the world is moving toward your goal and ignore any negative distractions. They're inevitable but unimportant. If you resist the urge to look back, the results will often exceed your expectations. You won't just get the toy, you'll also enjoy the ride and get a little sweet treat. The key to using the mirror is simple. Don't try to move the reflection, move the image instead, i.e. your attitude and focus. In other words, move yourself. Don't chase the reflection like a kitten chasing its double, unaware it's only a reflection of itself. Spinning on your axis, you notice the world slowly turning with you, delayed but moving. You don't rush to force it. This is the difference between inner and outer intention. Inner intention tries to control the reflection by directly manipulating the external world to achieve desires. Outer intention lets go and focuses instead on your thoughts and intentions, allowing the world to align naturally with your goals. Inner intention uses force, outer intention aligns with the flow, letting reality unfold naturally. The secret to this power lies in letting go of your grip. The mind reacts to unexpected events with resistance, trying to correct, object, argue, or insist on control. This is a primitive response, grabbing at the reflection and demanding it align with its script. When your focus is stuck on the mirror, you believe you can simply reach out and control reality. But it doesn't work that way. Like a kitten playing with its reflection, humans, despite their higher consciousness, fall into the same trap. The illusion of the dual mirror is just much more complex. It's essential that you keep your hands away from the mirror and allow the world to move. In the majority of cases, no proactive action is necessary. Be gentle and flexible, allowing events to flow naturally. Remember that the alt flow takes the most optimal path if left unhindered. The primitive mind, however, resists. It rows against the current to enforce its own ideas. Break free from this illusion, shift the mind's intention. Teach it to adapt to scripts dynamically to account for the unpredictable. This may feel unfamiliar, but it's the only way to move beyond the kitten role. And so, the sixth mirror principle is, release your grip and allow the world to move with the alternative's flow. Inner intention will then turn around and move in the opposite direction, which brings us to the following paradox. By abandoning the position of control, you acquire real control over a situation. Observe your surroundings with a detached, observant mindset. Be part of the play while calmly noticing any changes around you. If someone offers you something, don't rush to refuse. If you receive advice, maybe consider it. When hearing a different perspective, avoid arguing. If someone does something to you you dislike, try and let it go. If circumstances change, embrace the shift instead of panicking. In any situation, take the simplest, most natural course of action. When making decisions, choose what feels easiest and most aligned. This does not mean agreeing with everything blindly. There's a difference between being swept away by the current and intentionally moving with the flow. You'll sense when to take control and when to ease up. Let the world move and observe it like a wise mentor guiding a pupil, allowing freedom but giving a gentle nudge when needed. You'll then see how the world starts to revolve around you. Release your grip, trust the world, it knows best how to reach the goal, and will take care of everything. It now has come time to introduce you to the last, most important, and powerful of the mirror principles. Aside from the capacity for impeccable reflection, the mirror has one more quality. In a mirror, right becomes left, and space that stretches far into the distance seems to move in the opposite direction. Although people have adapted to the mirror's reversal of right and left, the mind still struggles to grasp the deeper illusion of the dual mirror. The issue lies in our habit of turning good into bad, seeing fortune as misfortune, and focusing on negativity. The world isn't against us. Problems aren't natural. They require more energy, and nature never wastes energy. The alt flow follows the path of least resistance, often leading to favorable outcomes. Most problems arise when we resist the flow, rowing against the calm current. Negativity creates an image that the mirror reflects into reality. This reminds me of a parable by one of my favorite writers, Khalil Gibran, called The Good God and the Evil God. The good God and the evil God met on the mountaintop. The good God said, "Good day to you, brother," and the evil God did not answer. And the good God said, "You are in bad humor today." "Yes," said the evil God, "for of late I have been often mistaken for you, called by your name and treated as if I were you, and it ill pleases me." And the good God said, "But I too have been mistaken for you and called by your name." The evil God walked away, cursing the stupidity of man. The world reflects your relationship with reality exactly as it is. A gloomy reflection will darken further if you view it negatively, but negativity can turn positive if you declare it so. Every situation has both unfavorable and favorable potential. Your attitude at this point decides whether events unfold successfully or not. In the long run, you will always end up winning even in the most unfavorable of circumstances if you observe the seventh mirror principle. Embrace any reflection as positive. Whatever you see in the mirror, you can never know for certain whether it is for your good or to your detriment, but you can decide to choose the best for yourself. Once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer whose horse ran away. That evening, all of his neighbors came around to commiserate. They said, "We are so sorry to hear that your horse has run away. This is most unfortunate." The farmer said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse came back, bringing 7 wild horses with it. In the evening, everyone came back and said, "Oh, isn't that lucky? What a great turn of events. You now have 8 horses." The farmer again said, "Maybe." The following day, his son tried to break one of the horses, and while riding it, he was thrown and broke his leg. The neighbors then said, "Oh dear, that's too bad," and the farmer responded, "Maybe." The next day, the conscription officers came around to recruit people into the army, and they rejected his son because he had a broken leg. Again, all the neighbors came around and said, "Isn't that great?" Again, the farmer said, "Maybe." The whole process of nature is an integrated process of immense complexity, and it's impossible to tell whether anything that happens in it is either good or bad. You never know what will be the consequence of the misfortune, or you never know what will be the consequences of good fortune. When faced with a problem, you stand at a crossroads. You choose whether to see it as complex or simple. Most people weighed down by life say, "Oh, this is so difficult," and the world replies, "As you wish." Since the world always agrees, do the opposite. Tell yourself, "This is easy to resolve." Even if you don't feel it, make this your choice. Problems are only complicated by the way you view them. Change your attitude, and the world will agree once again. In addition, when things go well, don't take it for granted or stay indifferent. Be glad, express gratitude, and notice how smoothly everything is unfolding. Remember, this is the principle of coordinating intention at work, as explained earlier in the training. Is everything falling apart? No. Everything is going to plan. Even if others think you're foolish, show your satisfaction. Rub your hands, clap, or jump with joy. You'll soon realize that what seem like setbacks are actually opportunities. The mirror's effects is so surprising and sudden that it always feels magical. Each time failure turns into success, you'll feel an incredible joy and want to shout, "Wow, it's actually magic." In the past, common sense led you to focus on difficulties which only reinforced your struggles. From now on, whenever you face a problem or unpleasant situation, remember, the world reflects your attitude. Whatever you project, the world responds as you wish. You no longer have to sit and wait for the blue bird of happiness to come to you or for the wheel of fortune to turn in the right direction. You are the master of your success. You use your will to declare any event or circumstance beneficial and in your favor. This approach isn't about trusting the world to care for you out of love. The world is a neutral mirror. It reflects care only because you see it that way. It's not about fragile confidence, blind faith in success, or natural optimism. It's about the intention of the maker. You shape your reality. You are the creator of your world. God loves you unconditionally. What that means is that He gives you free will to create whatever you'd like. Life of abundance? Yes. Life of self-pity? Suffer as much as you like. The same happens in the dual mirror world. Whatever you desire to experience, a yes is reflected. You are the maker of your reality when you know how to move yourself while allowing the world its freedom to move. Moving yourself means following the last 3 mirror principles. The maker's will doesn't control, it observes and allows. Now you know how to work with the amazing dual mirror. You no longer fear the things of the world that others would consider hostile, problematic, or unmanageable. The world is yours. Take it by the hand and say to yourself, "My world and I are going for a walk."